the ultimate guide to managing commercial construction inspections. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the key things that you have to have in mind and the attitude that you have to have for this to make it successful. And I'm going to tell you a fun story. So if you're into that, stay with us. All right, so let me tell you a story, and I think I've told you this before. By the way, where we get these videos is whatever people are searching, these are the videos that we provide. We provide answers to what you on YouTube are asking. So if you're like, where did they get that title? That's where it came from. And sometimes to cover different topics, sometimes there's a bit of duplication. So I've covered this once before, but let me tell you again. Brent Elliott, who works at DPR, who's fantastic, who please don't go poach him because he's great. He's running massive work. He was with me. We were working together as coworkers on the Bioscience Research Laboratory in Tucson, Arizona. And he had an inspection board. Like behind his desk, he had a big board. He had all of the areas located that required inspections. He had the testing and inspection register, which was fantastic. And he had his schedule. And he had a list of corrective actions. If there were outstanding inspection reports that had corrective actions, he knew what was happening. And I would see him there every day. He was always like well kept with his belt and his tucked in shirt, and he would be drawing all over it. And the inspectors just loved him because he was on top of it. Let me tell you the secret to inspectors. When they come out, if you don't have your drawings and your permits organized, it's going to stress them out. If you don't have your as-built, it's going to stress them out. If you don't have a consistent schedule, it's going to stress them out. If you don't walk with them, it's going to stress them out. And if you go out there and they see deficiencies, they're going to think deficiencies are everywhere. And if they submit an inspection report with a deficiency on it and you haven't taken care of it, they are going to get nervous and stop trusting you. So if they see somebody that's organized, they know that you care and that they can come out on the project site and really develop like a consistent inspection program where they're willing to extend some trust to you. And so here are the key steps that I recommend one by one. Number one, understand the project inspection requirements. That's from the authority having jurisdiction, the inspector, him or herself, from the pre-construction meeting with the inspector, but it's also from the specs, the testing and inspection register. AI can now take your specs and create a testing and inspection register. And if you ever need help with this, let us know. But the key here is this. You have to be on top of it. The inspector has to know you are on top of it and that you have inspected before you come. Oh my gosh, this is so important. Okay, if you're going to go do a water test, you do the water test before they come out. If you're going to go do an inspection, you go inspect it before they come out. You have to be on top of it. The city inspectors are just a verification. They shouldn't be the primary and they shouldn't feel like the primary. So understand your requirements. Number two, proactive communication with the inspectors. I'm not talking about bribery. I'm not talking about anything illegal, but take care of the inspector, talk to the inspector, always respond to the inspector, take care of their needs, over communicate, and make them feel special when they're on the project, because they know if you make them feel special, that the project and the quality and the things they care about is special to you as well. So have excellent communication, learn from them, listen to them, walk with them, and address their concerns. And I'll tell you what, I've never seen an inspector not take care of a job site team. Let me tell you one thing though. I remember a project team which was responsible for a massive failure for a major national general contractor. They took the stance that they were going to fight the inspector with everything, and they pissed him off so bad. He made their life a living hell until they were negative $6 million in the hole, a year behind schedule, and had to rip out all the windows and all the bathrooms because that inspector lost trust with them and literally dedicated his life to making their life a living hell. You do not want that. Follow the advice on how big things get done. Make friends along the way. Number three, thorough documentation. Not only should you document where the inspection happens, oh my gosh, Brent used to literally send the inspection request with a highlighted map of what was going to be inspected. Beautifully documented. Then the inspection report would happen. It would immediately get signed off on the contract drawings. And if there were any corrective items, it was on a log, and that response was official on a report back to the inspection team. Everything was filed. It was beautiful. Nothing was missing. I highly recommend that for you. Number four, timely completion. This is key. An inspector typically won't fault you for having a problem, but he or she will fault you for not responding to the problem. It's the same thing with safety. It's fine to have safety things that you need to fix. You get what I'm saying. Like if you need steps or you need lighting along a fence, it's fine. It's fine. We're human. We're imperfect. But once we did the safety walk or the quality walk and we know about it, 24 hours. We're going to knock that out in 24 hours. If it's a quality defect, Do not let that lag behind. That's like a little oh, here's a good analogy. Have you ever played Minesweeper? You didn't want to hit like a little mine, right? Everybody that's my age probably remembers playing Minesweeper. Look at it if you don't know what I'm talking about. But you didn't want to hit a mine. Any inspection that's dragging out or rework that happened or loss of trust with the inspector are like little landmines that you could accidentally step on. And when there's too many of those, it's going to blow up. Let me tell you another story. There was an inspector that we worked with that was fantastic, that would come out, that would trust us, that was very thorough. As soon as he saw, okay, we need to fix that, but if it happened again, he's like, hey, be careful. But if it happened a third time, his brain would go from contained to the whole project is wrong. You know, freaking out, telling everybody, failing everything, right? Human beings are emotional creatures, right? We have to understand that if you freak that inspector out, they're going to think everything's wrong. Be timely with your responses, don't let it drag out, and don't let it happen repetitively. And lastly, and this is probably the best thing ever, in addition to timely responses in the board and documentation and the relationships, you will gain more trust with your inspector if it's clean and safe than almost anything else you can do. If you go out to the job site and it's perfectly clean, they're going to trust what you're doing. If it's safe, they're going to trust what you're doing, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So I don't need to repeat anything that I said, but how cool would it be to have your own inspection board, to have a clean set of plans, to have really good documentation, a good relationship, pre-inspections before you walk it so you know that you're doing it right, timely responses, a clean environment. You would feel so proud. That's what I want for all of us. And so if you really want to nail inspections, please take some of these bits of advice that I didn't create. I learned from other people, but I'm happy to share them with you. And I'm going to list these steps out for you on a Canva graphic, and we're going to take care of you because this is hugely important. Most of the time when we're optimizing production plans, the thing that is still batched and still slow is the inspections. And you don't want to make that any worse. And in fact, you can make it better by following these steps. So I really hope that you put them into practice. On we go.